Alright, everyone, welcome to What's Happening on Bedworth Times. Our tagline says it all: everybody wants to know what's happening. This is what are people talking about, where we sit down, unpack what's stirring, and keep it honest for those curious minds out there. Right now, people are talking about the hit Netflix show Adolescence, which has sparked a huge conversation worldwide. What made us watch it was obviously the FOMO, the fear of missing out, because of the massive impact it's had and how it's currently trending globally. It's a discussion worth having, especially with the Henry Tate angle that's got everyone talking. Before we dive in, let's hear from the curious Jen. Have you watched Adolescence yet? Drop a yes or no in the comments, and if you have, tell us what hit you hardest about the show. Let's break it down slow and real. First, let's unpack what makes Adolescence such a phenomenon. Based on the latest info up to April the 2nd, 2025, here's the rundown on its accolades, achievements, viewership stats, trending discussions, and what top media brands and critics are saying. This show is breaking records left and right. In its first 4 days, from March 13th to the 16th, Adolescence pulled in 24.3 million views, making it the top show on Netflix globally that week. By its second week, it added another 42 million views, hitting 66.3 million in just 11 days. The highest 2-week total ever for a Netflix limited series. In the UK, it made history as the first streaming show to top the weekly TV ratings charts, with its premiere episode drawing 6.4 million viewers, beating out BBC giants like The Apprentice and Death in Paradise. By April the 2nd, it had ranked up to 96.7 million views worldwide in 3 weeks, landing on Netflix's all-time most popular English TV list, overtaking Bridgerton Season 2 and pushing Stranger Things 3 to the 10th place. It's even on track to challenge Wednesday Season 1, the 252 million views, if this momentum holds. But it's not just about the numbers. Adolescence is sparking real conversations. On social media, it's a firestorm, with posts on X highlighting its themes of social media influence on youth, toxic masculinity, and knife crime. Users like @Liam Hamilton 16 pointed out its 42 million views by March 29, outpacing the most watched show by nearly 7 times. The crime analyst teamed up with a film reporter from the rap to dive deep into its crime elements, showing how it's resonating with crime enthusiasts. Beyond X, the show's impact is hitting policy and education. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer endorsed it, and Netflix announced they are streaming it for free in UK secondary schools to spark discussions on digital literacy, online misogyny, and child protection. There's even talk of screenings in Parliament to address male radicalization and violence against girls. But it's not all praise. There's a backlash too, with creators and cast facing online hate, leading to calls for Netflix to better protect its talent during high-profile releases like this. Top media brands are raving about it. Variety called it a runaway hit, praising its innovative single-shot filming technique and its deep dive into the manosphere and societal failures. The BBC hailed it as landmark TV, with critics like Tom Peck from The Times calling it complete perfection, and Lucy McGann from The Guardian dubbed it the closest thing to TV perfection in decades. The Guardian also described it as adventuringly on the nose and a vital call to action, while Forbes called it an all-time technical masterpiece for its one-take episodes and emotional brutality. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a certified fresh 100% score, and the Daily Mail celebrated its climb to 96.7 million views and its unexpected social impact. Critics are also buzzing about its award potential. Gold Derby ranks it 6th for Best Limited Series, at the 2025 Emmys, and there is talk of a string of BAFTA nominations on the horizon. But before we give our take, let's hear what people are saying on X, where Adolescence is lighting up timelines and sparking debates. At Crazy Together, how fitting is it that the current #1 show on Netflix shows the effect misogynistic red pill content has on young boys, while the most popular joke on social media right now is surrounding a man that literally has women for servants. #Adolescence. At Caroline Nat _ he was in his room, we thought he was safe. And that's the point of the show. Parents thinking their kids are safe, but the dangers are on their phones and laptop and not being aware of what they are consuming. It was never going to be Woodenat show. #Adolescence. At Vicky Angelics. Exactly this. This made us question our parenting during a time where we were reassured he wasn't out running the streets, he was home safe in his room. Kids aren't able to be kids now because of the internet and the world around them so instantly visible. At Ali _J13. Every person needs to go watch this right now. The most haunting piece of media about toxic masculinity and social media and what it's doing to men. At Renju21. #Adolescence is timely and a must watch for all parents. The larger message should never get diluted. Children, teens are often the soft targets to all that is imposed by the digital media and to the perils that tag along. At I am Needy Sharma. Incredible that this is Owen Cooper's first time in front of the camera. He's a revelation in the Tate episode. #Adolescence. At Fallon Tonight, Stephen Graham read stories of young boys killing young girls and took a deep dive into the societal causes while creating at Netflix Adolescence. At Costello William, great to see Stephen Graham's Adolescence shining a light on this topic. It's worth noting that my colleagues and I have discussed our research on incels with the UK Parliament Women and Equalities Community. At Women _exist. Something that Adolescence doesn't really deal with is the porn that young people are accessing. It's harming them. At BRVT. This boy basically said he may have killed her, but at least he didn't rape her, so that makes him a better person. That's the buzz on X, and it's clear Adolescence is hitting hard. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to what's happening on Bedworth Times. Join the Curious Gen community and let's keep this convo going. How's Adolescence making you feel? Drop your thoughts below.
Jamie, I asked whether you were attracted to women. Do you think women are attracted to you?
What sort of question is that?
Or what do you think? Do you think girls are attracted to you?
No. Because I'm ugly.
I think this is where you properly see what he's actually like.
I still feel really sorry for you. It takes a craftsman to really kind of toe the line of anger and vulnerability. The fact that you were able to feed those things in and without making him a monster in any way is really impressive and necessary in order for us as an audience to care about.
Now let's get into our take. Series like Adolescence remind us of shows like 13 Reasons Why and Sex Education. It's the UK version of those because these series aren't just for entertainment, they are for education on society and culture. We'll do a separate video on similar shows, but for now let's talk Adolescence. What we loved most is the storyline and suspense, especially in episode 1. There's so much suspense, you are glued to the screen trying to figure out if 13-year-old Jamie accused of murder really did it or not. You feel sorry for him, and in the back of your mind you are thinking there is no way he did it. When his father asks him if he did it and he says no, you believe him because of the innocence of his teenage phase. But what's brilliant is that by the end of episode 1, you know if he did it or not. Not dragging out, just straight to the point. While most people are talking about cinematography and performances, and trust us, they are incredible, what hits hard is the core subtle message of adolescence. You really get it in episode 2 when the police are investigating and trying to find a motive. Why did Jamie do it? Surprisingly, the answer is on social media. That's where you see the distance between teens and adults, and that wall is social media. For instance, the Andrew Tate mention in the series is a big one. It shows how kids are vibing online, consuming content from figures like Andrew Tate, and parents are completely unaware of the messages they are taking in. There is a divide between adults, parents, and teenagers. We see this when the lead investigative officer, Detective Inspector Len Harper, is looking for the motive behind why Jamie killed Katie. He's stumped, but his own kid steps in and reveals hidden internet slangs, messages, and content tone via Instagram. That's when they even use the word incel. Turns out Katie was bullying Jamie, and that pushed him over the edge. The show digs into the message of masculinity. What does it mean to be a man? Episode 3 is top tier because we are taken into Jamie's psychology. And episode 3 reminds us of a series, Mind Hunters on Netflix. We see his true colors, the anger he has, and his deep desire to be loved, feeling like no one does. Episode 4 ties it back to that, showing how Jamie's actions affected his family. His father, Eddie, played by Stephen Graham, is broken. He doesn't know where he failed. Jamie's mother is like, we did all we could. We bought him console games, phones, computers. How would we know he'd do this? But Eddie reflects on his own upbringing, saying he didn't want to raise Jamie like his father, because his father raised him with beatings. It takes us back to parenthood. Train up a child in the way he should go, spare the rod, spoil the child. Eddie questions if he failed his son. The subject matters in the adolescence are powerful. We are living in a generation where adults think social media and the internet have become second parents or guardians to their kids, without understanding the repercussions of what they are exposed to and consuming. Parents have left their kids in the care of controversial figures like Andrew Tate. Kids see these people as idols and take their messages as the way to live in society. What does it say about our society when figures like Andrew Tate become role models for our kids, teaching them a version of masculinity which is toxic, that leads to violence and anger? And then we see things like what Jamie did is a wake-up call. Let that sit with you. What does adolescence say about our society? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this is hitting you, hit that like button and subscribe to What's Happening podcast on Bedworth Times for more real conversation and talks like this.
Taking over the stand was much easier. Whether I understand what I did. No, fuck off! I didn't fucking say that! You fucking put your words in my mouth! It's like a fucking trap in here!
You smashed that. But also, naturally, like, you're such a good guy that it took a long time for you to be like,
I know,
I'm just going to have to go there.
It was a bit out of my comfort zone, to be honest.
I think it'd be out of anyone's comfort zone. Like, but also, like, we had just met.
I know.
Like, so then by the time it came to this, seeing you do that is incredible.
Yeah, I know. It is crazy.
What was that? Hey? What the fuck was that? Signal away like a fucking queen, yeah?
That was tense, that was the one that we felt. That was.
So what's the weight? Adolescence, a mirror to our mess, a lesson we can't miss. It's not just a show, it's a wake-up call for us all. Social media is raising our kids, but at what cost? We are out, but the convo is not. Drop a comment. How do we bridge the gap between teens and parents? And stay tuned for our other episode where we'll dive into more shows like Adolescence, think 13 reasons why and sex education and how they are shaping our culture. Like, subscribe, and let's keep this fire burning with the curious gen, because when a show speaks, the world listens. Keep it real, stay honest. We are out.